DJN TV.
Welcome to DJN TV Daily News Update, your one-stop channel for everything news and gist happening all over the world. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on the time this video got to you. And if this is your first time of seeing any of our videos, please don't forget to go a step further, like, share, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you'll be one of the first persons to know whenever we drop a new video. Now let's take you straight up to the main news.
Removal of fuel subsidy will send most Nigerians to poverty, says Ayuba Wabba. Hey guys, it's still DJMTV Daily News Update. Nigerian Labour Congress (NLC) has insisted that the planned removal of petrol subsidy by the federal government was tantamount to leaving Nigerians to bear the brunt in the inefficiency in the product supply value chain of PMS. In a video we're about to watch, we saw the president of the Nigerian Labour Congress, Ayuba Wabba, who has said that their earlier decision to embark on a warning strike on the 27th of January 2022 is still standing. He also said that the removal of fuel subsidy will cause more pain to Nigeria and push millions of Nigerians into poverty. Let's watch the video. We'll be right back.
First is that we are an oil-producing country, and therefore it entails that we have a comparative advantage when it comes to the issue of petroleum products. What we have failed to do is actually to try to utilize the opportunities that we have, and that is the refining of those products for domestic use. We have no reason whatsoever to actually depend 100% on the importation of refined products. This has been the argument. Let us interrogate the issue properly, because you remember that there was a time in this country, and it's not too long, I think 8 years down the line, when the crude oil was selling for a barrel is being sold at $100 per barrel. And you remember that time, the issue of subsidy also came in. And at that time, we were selling PMS at 17 naira per liter, between 65 and 17 naira per liter. And we are told that there is full deregulation. What we are now calling either subsidy or deregulation is actually the price we are paying for the continuous devaluation of our currency. Let us understand that clearly. Because if it's about the price of crude oil at international market, today the price of crude oil at international market is $88 per barrel. And when you compare from where we are coming from, where the PMS was then sold as between 16 naira per liter and 17 naira per liter, and they said it's because the price have gone up. And now we are at the same level. The price of crude oil is $88 per barrel, and yet we are talking of increasing the price. What is the reason? The reason is simple. Our currency have continued to be on a free fall, and therefore at every point, this issue will come up if we are not refining for domestic use. So it's a vicious cycle.
Who is to blame?
Certainly, government should be blamed. We have every reason not to import refined products. We have 4 refineries that are moribund. Those refineries are new, they are not old. Deliberately, they are made not to work. Just because there are a lot of incentives.
Who are these people that are making them not to work?
You know, those that are responsible in fixing those things. Those refineries ought to be working. But as we speak, a lot of resources have gone into its revitalization, and it's not working. Then people will come and tell us, you need to pay more, you need to import. Many are actually benefiting from it. Those who are those importing, you may ask the question. And who are those determining the price? You can ask the question. And you know for sure that people are benefiting. If not, there is no reason, as I said. And this is issue that Labour have engaged for the past 20 years. We have engaged the issue. We have provided solutions of what can be done. Solution clearly is about having a refining capacity. We must be able to refine product for domestic use. And that is what most OPEC countries are doing. We shouldn't rely 100% on importation of PMS and other petroleum products. One, we are exporting our jobs. Not only exporting jobs, we are also imposing more burden on many, many Nigerians. In fact, we can take over the entire West African market if we're able to refine product for domestic use. The news we have had is that we started with one, the Port Harcourt refinery, which I think from the information is that it's going to be working possibly next year. And yet we are not yet there. The three are still moribund. But also, if you remember, the issue of the refineries have been on for a very long time. Each government will come and say, I will fix it. And at the end of the day, it will not be fixed. For the same reason we have mentioned. Take the issue of modular refineries. In fact, modular refineries can actually address the perennial issue of shortage of gas, diesel, and also bring down the price. But you can see that the price of diesel have also continued to go up. That's why the price of food items or food or agri product will not come down, because transportation is really high. As of today, I was discussing with the transport sector, and they said diesel is almost going for between 314 naira per liter to 216 naira, depending on where you are buying. And therefore, it will make transportation so expensive. And therefore, cost of goods and services that will also depend on transportation, those costs will be built into it. So those are the issues. And that is why we have said that the inefficiency that is in the system should not actually be transferred to consumers to continue to go. That is a question. At a time, DPR informed us, and Nigerians can actually track that, to say we are consuming about 38 million liters per day. And suddenly, I think NNPC come up and say, well, we are consuming about 102 million liters per day. And they said this is because a lot of the products are being smuggled across the borders. And we made just a simple calculation. If you are to look at the gap between 38 million liters and 102 liters, it means that on daily basis, 200 trucks will be smuggling products across the country. And this is an issue we have interrogated in the past. We have given also recommendation. The best, first we said, can you build refineries around those borders so that we can also take comparative advantage of all the neighboring countries and we'll be selling. Any leader that will feel the pulse of the people at this point in time will know the implication of price hike. I don't want to go into this issue of whether subsidy or the regulation is price hike. We should come out clearly to say that the impact of the regulation or what we call subsidy, the impact of it is that there will be price hike. And already figures have been mentioned. So the implication is that ordinary Nigerians are already imagining if the price goes up from the current price of 163 to 165, what will be the implication? It's spiral inflation. That have been the major reason for inflation.
It might affect food prices?
Everything will be, and
almost all
yes,
commodities.
And it will impact on all Nigerians. Every law and every policy must be for the good of the people. If any policy is going to impose hardship on the people, people should resist it, and they have a right to resist it. When that policy pronouncement was made, organized labor met, and we issued a statement rejecting that policy. To say if the policy is about continue to import, and then in the name of subsidy removal, hike the price, which will then make life unbearable for average Nigerians, particularly those in the majority. Because I tell you that 90% of Nigerians will be impacted with this policy, only those that use vehicle. If you are a tailor, you use a small generator, I pass my neighbor, you will be impacted. If you ride keke napep, that you carry people, and in all our cities, there is no city that would have less than 1 million keke napep. You can find out. They are our members, we know. They will be impacted. If you ride motorcycle, you will be impacted. If you have a car, you will even be doubly impacted. The implication of all of this is that it will have a chain of effect, and everybody will be impacted. That's the reality. And that has been the issue over time. This has been well documented. So the idea of saying either 40 million people or 10 million people will be impacted, that is not correct. There is no empirical basis to actually point at this. The issue why many Nigerians feel that we ought not to be in this situation is because we have oil. God has given us oil freely. What has happened to us that we cannot even refine it? In this complex issue, if we compound it with the price hike of PMS, it then means that many people will go to their graves early. So it's better we then try to also resist the issue and make sure that people are safe.
So guys, here we have it. We will heard from Ayuba Wabba, the president of the Nigerian Labour Congress, who have said that millions of Nigerians will go into abject poverty if the fuel subsidy is removed. So what is the way forward? He has said that the way forward is for Nigerians to build refinery and also to repair the ones that are bad. Nigerians have 4 refineries according to Ayuba Wabba, but none of them is working because he thinks that there are some persons who are gaining from this refinery not working. So guys, what are your thoughts and comments concerning the removal of fuel subsidy this year according to the government and the Minister of Finance? Do you think Nigerians should join the Nigerian Labour Congress in a street protest for government to stop or not to remove the fuel subsidy? Drop your comment in the comment section below.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for staying with us till the end of this video. But before we go, we just want to let you know that we're also on Facebook and on Instagram at DJMTV. Also check out our website at www.djmtv.news. There we drop news 247 non-stop. Do not forget that you could also place your advert with us here on DJMTV News and be rest assured that your business will get to the desired market. Well, so we'll come your way again with another edition of DJMTV Daily News Update. I remain your host, Laura Favor.
Yeah.
DJMTV. DJMTV.
Fulani people don't say no, they don't like us.
Welcome to DJMTV.
DJMTV. DJMTV. DJMTV. DJMTV.
Some of the delegates and ask them questions.
DJMTV. DJMTV.